The retired airline captain now flies a very similar jet to the one that crashed in Philly. He has some thoughts about what went so horribly wrong.
That are much smaller. This weighs 22,000. There's some that weigh 100,000.
For nearly 6 decades, Michael Morsicano has flown planes and helicopters, including this aircraft similar to the Learjet 55 that crashed Friday night in North Philadelphia.
It seemed to me from what I saw that it was a control problem, either a control malfunction or a complete failure.
The retired airline captain, corporal pilot, and state police helicopter pilot is the captain of this Citation 650 jet. He says the loss of control on a plane like this could be for many reasons, including broken ailerons, the small flaps on the wings, or a malfunctioned elevator at the rear, or even a deflected rudder directing the plane.
If any one of those three systems fail, the airplane will go out of control and the pilot will be unable to recover from it.
Morsicano compares the sudden crash to that of a car losing its brakes on black ice.
Car goes out of control, you're along for the ride, so to speak. You can do whatever you want to do with the steering wheel, but the wheels aren't responding to it. When you lose control of an airplane, there's no checklist to correct it.
It's at 7:55. We have a lost aircraft. We're not exactly sure what happened, so we're trying to figure it out.
After little communication, silence from the pilots on board.
They were more concerned about controlling the airplane than they were talking to anybody. The controls are going to do this. If something happens to the rudder, the controls are going to go like this.
Morsicano says this is what the pilot and co-pilot of the Philly flight were most likely experiencing in the cockpit when the plane was coming down 11,000 feet per minute at about 240 miles per hour.
So the airplane going down at that degree, of 45 degrees, the controls would have been forward like this, and the pilots would have been trying to pull it back. If the engine exploded back there, which may very well have, and cut through some of the control cables that are attached to this, and hydraulic motors and electric motors that control the flight control systems, then we have no more control.
And once that happened, he says there was no end in sight, and the plane was only going in one direction, deadly fast.
Something went awry that day. It's horrible, and hopefully the NTSB will find out so it never happens again.
Morsicano says the jet was based out of Mexico and maintained in Mexico. He says right now he anticipates investigators are looking at the radar, fuel levels, and physical evidence. Live in studio, Gianna Galli, 2822 News. Mark.